when you open up the bag to your CFR metal snowboard bracket system, this is what you're going to have. You're going to have front backing plate, rear backing plate, front L bracket, rear L bracket, 16-inch strap with strap saver, 8-inch strap with 220 mil ladder strap, 3-inch carriage bolt with 1/4-inch washer, 2 1/4-inch nylock nuts, 2 3/4-inch carriage bolt with 1/4-inch washers with 1/4-inch nylock nuts, 1-inch stainless steel bolt with 1/4-inch washer. Here you see the tools you're going to need to install your CFR metal snowboard rack system. We've got hammer, ratchet extension, and a 7/16 socket, 7/16 open end wrench, Sharpie, punch, 17/64 drill bit, 1/8 inch drill bit, drill, preferably cordless, and a tape measure. Good old Loctite. Next thing you want to do is you want to go to your machine, go to the back here, and assemble the bracket to get ready for installation. You grab the strap saver, slide it over the 16-inch strap like this. Go, grab your 1-inch bolt with washer, throw in the longest setting of the strap. Grab your Loctite, put a dab of Loctite on the bolt. Stick this in this threaded insert here, hand tight. Once it's in, grab your ratchet, 7/16 socket, ratchet it down. Now you're going to go and grab your 8-inch strap with ladder strap, your front L bracket, your 3-inch carriage bolt. Unscrew this like that. Put this behind here. I'm just going to attach this just to give us an idea where we need to mount these pieces. Just put it on hand tight. We're just doing a prop. Like that. So when doing this, you want to make sure you always have your snowboard with the tail on the running boards, like so. Now we're going to slide this piece on here like this. And this piece on here. Just for a mock-up. So this is how we're going to decide where we're going to mount it on the snowmobile. We're going to put these two together. We're going to put those on like this. Just not tight, but just enough to give us an idea of where we're going to put her on the sled. Okay, now we have the board where I want it. I'm not going to worry about marking this one, but I'm just going to make sure that in this position that I can get behind here and get behind here no problem, and that mounting this bracket is at least a 1/2 inch from the top of the tunnel so I can get room to get the backing plate behind it. So now you go and you grab your Sharpie, good old trusty Sharpie, and you want to mark the spot where you want to mount this bracket. Kind of do an L. So once I've marked my spot for my rear bracket, I'm going to pull this off the snowboard, mark my holes, drill my holes, and mount that bracket. So now put the rear bracket in the marked spot. Make sure that you're at least a 1/2 inch from the top of the tunnel of the bracket so you can get the backing plate behind it. So we're a 1/2 inch there. We're in the right spot, we're all good. Now, you grab your punch and hammer and mark each spot. So now you're gonna grab your 1/8 drill bit, put it in your drill, and drill out the one punched hole. Remove the 1/8 drill bit, put in the 17/64 drill bit, finish the hole. Take the 2 3/4 inch bolt, take the nut and washer off, stick it through the hole in the backing plate like so. Slide the bolt through the hole that you drilled. Put the bracket through this, so. Place the washer and the nut. So now all you have to do with the back plate, you don't just have to keep your hand there and hold the carriage bolt in. You don't need a tool back there now, which is nice. It makes it easier for install. Now go and grab your ratchet extension and 7/16 socket. We're going to tighten this up. Not all the way, but just a bit, just snug. Now grab your punch and hammer and mark the spot for the next hole. Once you mark the other hole, you have to remove the bracket. After you punch the hole, we're going to drill it out with the 1/8 drill bit. So stick the drill bit in the gun, put in the 17/64 drill bit, finish the hole. After the holes are drilled, put the backing plate behind the tunnel and put both 2 3/4 inch bolts through the holes sticking out. Stick the rear L bracket through, put the washer and nut on hand tight. Grab your socket and tighten those up. Now all I have to do is just make sure you just press against the carriage bolts and hold them tight, and then you don't need a tool behind. So you can just hold those with your hands tight. Connect the ladder and the ratchet. Raise it so the rear tail of the snowboard sits just off the tunnel. Once you have the bracket right where you want it, the board's just sitting right off the tunnel. I'm going to mark the bracket just to have a good reference point. Next, line up the bracket on the mark, put your punch in the hole here, and hammer it to mark the hole. Now we're going to take this bracket off. And drill out the hole. Throw the 1/8 drill bit into the drill the punch spot. Switch drill bits and drill out the 1/8 hole to 17/64. Take the nut and washer off the 3-inch carriage bolt, stick it through the hole that you've just drilled. You don't need the backing plate because we're just using this for a prop. Put the part on there like so. Stick the nut on the end. Go grab your snowboard. With the snowboard in, you'll see where the next hole has to go. Grab your punch, hammer, punch the spot for the next hole. Remove the snowboard. Now we're going to take this piece off and drill up the next hole. Grab the 1/8 drill bit, drill out the punch mark, grab the 17/64, drill out the 1/8 hole. So once the holes are drilled for this bracket, grab the backing plate, slide the 2 3-inch carriage bolts into the holes like so, bring it on the back, slide the carriage bolts through the 2 holes, slide the L bracket onto the carriage bolts, stick the 8-inch strap with ladder over that hole, stick the 2 washers and nuts on the end. So now just stick your hand on the inside of the tunnel and push and hold the carriage bolts. And as you do that, tighten the nuts that hold the bracket on. like so. And you're done. Put the board in, strap saver over the top.